I flew back after a month away, but instead of my fiancée, her sister was waiting for me. The arrival board above gate 14 blinked from landed to baggage claim, but the only thing I could see was the crowd beyond the glass barriers. After 33 days away, I was supposed to spot Emily first. Instead, I saw her younger sister. Rachel stood alone, clutching her phone with both hands. She wasn't waving. She wasn't smiling. She looked like someone who had been standing there for hours, trying to find the courage to tell a stranger the worst news imaginable. The moment our eyes met, my stomach tightened. Emily was nowhere in sight. I dragged my suitcase toward her, forcing a smile. "Hey," I said, "where's my fiancée? Did she get stuck in traffic?" Rachel didn't answer. She walked over, wrapped her arms around me, and hugged me so tightly that my backpack slipped off one shoulder. "I'm sorry," she whispered. 3 words. That was all it took to make every happy thought I'd carried across the Atlantic disappear. I stepped back. "Sorry for what?" She looked away. "I'll explain in the car." "No," my voice came out sharper than I intended. "Tell me now." People streamed around us, laughing, greeting loved ones, carrying flowers and balloons. It felt strange that the world kept moving, while mine had suddenly stopped. Rachel took a slow breath. "Emily didn't come. I can see that. I know. Is she sick?" She shook her head. "Did something happen to her?" Another silence. "Rachel, please, let's not do this here." I wanted to argue, but the panic building inside me made it impossible to think clearly. I nodded once. We walked toward the parking garage without another word. The silence between us felt louder than the airplanes taking off outside. A month earlier, I had kissed Emily goodbye at this very airport. She had cried into my jacket. "I'll miss you every second," she'd said. "I'll be back before you know it." We were getting married in 11 weeks. My company had sent me to Germany to oversee the launch of a new engineering project. It was supposed to be the last major assignment before I settled into married life. Emily had insisted I go. "It's only a month," she'd smiled. "We'll survive." We called every night, or almost every night. Toward the end of the trip, she became different. Sometimes she said she was tired. Sometimes she canceled our video calls because she had a headache. I figured wedding planning had worn her out. I never imagined there could be another reason. Rachel unlocked her car. Neither of us spoke until we had left the airport behind. Rain tapped softly against the windshield. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. "Start talking." She tightened both hands around the steering wheel. "Emily left." I frowned. "Left where?" "I don't know." I laughed once, not because it was funny, because my brain refused to process what I'd heard. "What do you mean you don't know?" "She packed 2 suitcases 3 weeks ago." "She went on vacation?" Rachel looked at me. "You still don't understand." "No, I don't. She moved out." My heart seemed to stop. "No. I'm sorry. Moved out? From our apartment?" Rachel nodded. "Without telling me?" Another nod. I stared through the windshield as cars passed in the opposite direction. "No." The word escaped my mouth over and over. "No, no, no. She wouldn't." Rachel reached into her purse and handed me a folded envelope. She left this. My name was written across the front in Emily's handwriting. I knew every curve of every letter. My hands shook as I opened it. "Jake, by the time you read this, I'll be gone. Please don't look for me. This isn't your fault. I just can't marry you anymore. I'm sorry for hurting you. You deserve someone who won't doubt the future every morning she wakes up. I hope one day you'll forgive me. Emily." That was it. No explanation. No reason. 4 years together reduced to 6 short sentences. I read it again and again, each time hoping new words would magically appear. They never did. "I don't understand," I whispered. Rachel kept driving. "I know. We were fine. I thought so too. We talked every day. I know. So why? She blinked rapidly. I wish I could answer that. I folded the letter carefully. It felt wrong to crumple something she'd written, even after this. When did you know? The day she left. And you waited until now? She begged me not to tell you while you were overseas. I looked at her. You agreed. I didn't know what else to do. Anger flared inside me. You should have called. I wanted to. So why didn't you? Because she was my sister. The words hit me harder than I expected. She wasn't defending Emily. Being caught between two people she loved. I leaned back in my seat. Everything hurt. Every memory. Every promise. Every plan. The apartment we'd decorated together. The honeymoon we'd already booked. The wedding invitations already sitting in guests' mailboxes. It all meant nothing now. Rachel quietly asked, "Do you want me to take you home?" I laughed bitterly. Which home? She didn't answer. Our apartment isn't home anymore. It's still your apartment. Not if she emptied half of it. Rachel bit her lip. Some things you should know. I closed my eyes. What now? She didn't take everything. So? She left the engagement ring. I opened my eyes again. What? It's on your bedside table. That somehow hurt even more. Not sold, not returned, just left behind. Like our future. Rachel pulled into the apartment parking lot. The building looked exactly the same. The same brick walls, the same flower beds, the same balcony where Emily and I drank coffee every Sunday morning. But it didn't feel familiar anymore. It felt like visiting the ruins of a place that used to exist. She carried one of my suitcases upstairs. When she unlocked the apartment door, I immediately noticed the silence. It wasn't empty, it was missing someone. You don't realize how much sound another person creates until it's gone. No music from the kitchen, no television, no humming while folding laundry. Nothing. I walked slowly inside. Half the photos were gone from the hallway. The bookshelf had empty spaces. The coat rack held only my jackets. Our bedroom was worse. Her side of the closet stood open. Bare wooden hangers swayed gently as the air conditioner started. On my nightstand sat the small velvet ring box, exactly where Rachel had said. I opened it. The diamonds sparkled under the bedroom light. Cold. Perfect. Worthless. I sat on the edge of the bed and stared at it until tears blurred my vision. I hadn't cried in years. Not when my grandfather died, not when I lost my first job. But now, I couldn't stop. Rachel stood quietly in the doorway. I'm sorry. I wiped my face. Did she ever say she stopped loving me? Rachel hesitated. No. Then why leave? I nodded slowly. She stepped into the room. There's one more thing. What? Rachel reached into her purse again. This time, she pulled out a small silver key. I wasn't going to give this to you today. What is it? Emily asked me to hold on to it. A key to what? Rachel swallowed hard before answering. A storage unit. I frowned. Why would she rent a storage unit? I don't know. What's inside? I've never seen it. Then why are you giving it to me? She looked directly into my eyes. Because yesterday. She paused. Someone called asking if Emily was finally coming back to collect the rest of her things. A chill ran through me. The rest? Rachel nodded. The manager said she's been paying for that unit for almost 6 months. I stared at the tiny silver key resting in my palm. 6 months. Emily had been hiding something from me for half a year. And suddenly, the letter she'd left behind didn't feel like the end of our story. It felt like the beginning of a mystery I had never seen coming.